Have you ever wondered, you've taken all the medications, followed every appointment, adjusted your diet carefully, and yet that burning sensation in your chest, that bitter taste in your mouth, that heavy bloated feeling after meals still lingers? Or maybe each night, all you want is to relax a bit, scroll through your phone, read the news before bed, but the longer you lie down, the more you feel the acid rising, the pressure in your chest, the tightness in your throat. You toss and turn through the night and wake up feeling like you barely rested at all. I've met so many patients like this, and most of them ask me the same question. Doctor, I've done everything. So why is the reflux still here? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer isn't found in a pill. Because acid reflux isn't just about your stomach. It's a much bigger story. One that begins with how we live, how we eat, how we think, and all the little things we overlook in our everyday lives. If you've ever felt exhausted from this cycle, if you've sighed in frustration because the meds just don't seem to work, then I truly hope this video gives you something deeper, a new way to look at your healing. Let's take this one step at a time, slowly but surely together. Root cause #1, weak lower esophageal sphincter or LES. Let me paint you a picture. Right between your esophagus and your stomach, there's a special door. It's called the lower esophageal sphincter, or LES for short. Its job is simple. It stays closed so stomach acid doesn't creep upwards. But when that door weakens, when it no longer shuts tight, acid flows back up, causing that burning, bitterness, and throat tightness. And guess what? LES doesn't just weaken with age. Most of the time, it's our daily habits that slowly wear it down. I remember a patient in her early 50s, an accountant for a construction firm. She told me, "Doc, I only get 15 minutes to eat lunch at work, then I'm rushing to meet deadlines. By the time I get home, I'm exhausted and just lay down scrolling my phone. But lately, my chest feels like it's on fire. My throat burns, even swallowing feels hard." Sounds familiar? You might have lived through the same kind of days. Chronic stress, it scrambles your gut-brain connection. Rushed meals, chewing too little, swallowing too fast, keep your stomach on edge. And the habit that seems harmless, lying down after eating or reclining with your phone, that's the exact moment your LES gives up the fight. I often compare it to a water valve. If pressure keeps building up day after day, eventually, it leaks. And once it does, no pill can seal it back tight again. So before reaching for another prescription, ask yourself, am I unknowingly weakening that tiny but mighty door with the way I live every day? Root cause #2, eating habits and lifestyle traps. I believe most of us know what to eat and what to avoid when dealing with reflux. But there's something even more important than the food itself. How you eat and how you live right after you eat. Think back to yesterday or the day before. How long did your lunch take? Did you chew each bite slowly, mindfully? Or did you multitask, texting, working, watching TV while eating? I once asked a man in his 60s, "How long do you usually take for lunch?" He laughed and said, "I don't really know, maybe 7 to 10 minutes max." Then he'd go lie down because of his age. His back gets tired. One rushed meal isn't a disaster, but if every meal is rushed, your stomach doesn't stand a chance. Food doesn't digest well. Pressure builds. Acid gets trapped. And when you lie down right after, gravity can't help you anymore. Every small habit, repeated daily, becomes a silent trap for your digestive system. And we haven't even talked about stress yet. Have you ever noticed how just a few days of emotional turmoil can upset your gut? That's because your digestive system, especially your stomach, reacts directly to emotion. Research has shown that anxiety, stress, even suppressed anger can tighten your stomach muscles, disrupt its rhythm, and stall digestion. The result? Acid backup, bloating, reflux, again and again. I always tell my patients, it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat, and who you are when you eat. So after each meal, try this. Sit upright for 10 to 15 minutes. Take a gentle walk around the house, and most importantly, resist the urge to reach for your phone right after you eat. Your stomach has been loyal to you for decades. It deserves your attention, your care, like an old friend who's always had your back. Root cause #3, gut microbiome imbalance and Helicobacter. Pylori, the hidden enemies. There's something we rarely talk about when it comes to acid reflux, and that is your gut and the billions of tiny creatures living inside it. You can't see them, you don't feel them, but inside your digestive system, there are over 100 trillion bacteria, most of them beneficial, helping you break down food, produce vitamins, balance your immune system, and keep your stomach working smoothly. But just one round of strong antibiotics, a poor diet lacking fiber, or months of ongoing stress, and this beautiful inner ecosystem can fall apart. I once treated a woman, 58 years old, who was very health conscious. But after a serious sinus infection, she had to take antibiotics for 3 weeks. Shortly after, she began experiencing bloating, reflux, and constant burping, symptoms she'd never had before. We ran tests and found her gut microbiome was completely off balance. When the gut weakens, digestion slows, pressure builds, acid lingers, fermentation begins, and reflux becomes the inevitable outcome. And then there's another unwelcome guest, H. Helicobacter pylori. This bacteria can live in your stomach for years without noticeable symptoms. But once it triggers inflammation or ulcers, acid production skyrockets, and reflux follows closely behind. So if you've been eating clean, following all the rules, but reflux still shows up, maybe the answer isn't in your food, but deep inside your gut. What can you do? It doesn't have to be complicated. Every day, restore what your body may have lost. Eat more leafy greens, low-acid fruits, fermented foods like plain yogurt or a kefir. Add probiotics and soluble fiber to support your good bacteria. Avoid unnecessary antibiotic use. Your gut isn't just a tube, it's an intelligent system with memory, emotion, and incredible sensitivity to how you live your life. In summary, you see, acid reflux isn't just about acid. It's a bigger picture made up of habits, hurried meals, emotional strain, all leaving their quiet marks. Yes, medication can help, and sometimes it's necessary. But if we only silence the symptoms without addressing the roots, this condition will keep returning, quietly and persistently. So I invite you to reflect. How have you been eating? Have you been truly listening to your body? And are you being kind to your stomach and to yourself every single day? If you're on the journey back to comfort, better sleep, and stress-free meals, then I hope this video has given you a missing piece of the puzzle. In our next video, we'll explore which foods secretly worsen reflux and smarter choices you can start using today. If you saw yourself in any of these situations, hit like so I know you're out there. Share this with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next step in this journey. There's a free ebook waiting for you in the description, a 7-day at-home GERD recovery plan with step-by-step guidance. Claim it as a gift, a small promise you make to your health. I'll see you in the next video. Step by step, we'll walk this path, and you won't have to do it alone.